Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Shams Qamer Atush. I was born in East Turkestan, Gulja. We left our country in 1970, moved to Afghanistan. The reason we left our country, of course, is as everybody know, that the communist regime's pressure. After we moved to Afghanistan, 4 years after we moved to Afghanistan, the Soviet Union invaded the country. So we escaped again from a communist regime and we moved to Turkey. Since 40 years, I have been living in Turkey, and I attended the university in Turkey. And I worked for the government as a foreign trade expert in foreign trade undersecretariat. My work was in charge of the economic and the trade relationship between China and Turkey. I worked as a commercial attaché twice. Once it was from 1988 to 1991. I worked in the embassy, Beijing Turkish embassy, as a commercial attaché. And again, I worked as a commercial attaché in the Consulate General of Turkey in Shanghai. Now I am a retired government official. 14 years I have been a retired official. I have some relatives in the country. One is my father's brother. His name is Abdul Ahad, and he lives with his families, with his children and grandchildren. But I don't know whether he's alive because he's already over 80 years. And another brother of my father, his name was Abdul Qadir. He is dead already, but his family is living at the same address. One of my uncle, which is my mother's brother, his name is Abdurrashid. He is living in East Turkestan, Gulja. Another of my father's sister, her name is Zlekhan, and she's living in Sudan with her children and grandchildren. I cannot tell their detailed address, but since they are all well-known people in the region they live, so they can be easily to be found just by giving their names. Since the last 3 years, I could not be able to get in touch with them. I lost all the information from them. I don't know whether they are alive or they are in the concentration camp, which the Chinese call it the education camp, but actually it's a Nazist camp. I don't know whether they are in the camp or they are home, because I have no any information because of the communist Chinese government has forbid all the people to get in touch with their relatives abroad. So now, because I could not get in touch with them, I miss them, and I applied for the international organizations, the related organizations, to help me and let me get in touch with my relatives in the country. So here I would tell these crude Chinese communists, the fascist communist Chinese, you cannot live longer. You cannot use your genocide politics. You cannot realize your genocide policy upon Uyghur. One day, I am sure we will be independent. You will get out from our country. I tell you, you just remember these words. Bitti.